Alright, greetings everybody. Want to welcome y'all to another episode here with me at the Horror Hive. And it's just something funny. It's like people really don't respect or appreciate or even accept, might be the word I should look for, definitely, the fact that people have a difference in opinion. And sometimes it doesn't matter that the bigger, the most popular opinion wins. When it comes to fiction, there is really no right or no wrong. So it's how you perceive it, what you want to see, what you gather, what you come together. And for me to say that anybody that doesn't like something is dumb, stupid, retarded, or the names that y'all be giving, that is wild, bro. Like, I don't like Scream 5 and Scream 6. I just don't. It's a lot of us that just don't. We understand that the movie is moving forward, but we just don't like Scream 5 and Scream 6. With that being said, let's dig into the opening scene. So, the opening scene is... So we were supposed to have this oh so epic opening scene, oh so original opening scene and everything, right? Now, while I can credit originality 110%, this opening scene was the worst opening scene in Scream franchise history, in my opinion. And I'm gonna break down why. That's what a lot of y'all don't do. Y'all just hear that and then y'all go straight to the comments with negativity. Y'all don't listen to why. But I'm gonna break this down why. Even in its originality. Even when you stick into Scream 1 and Scream 2, the original. The Scream 2, the opening scene didn't take place in a house. It wasn't a phone call. It was something more original. It was something different. And that's the same thing they did with Scream 6, which they totally get credit for. However, the difference between Scream 2 and Scream 6 is that Scream 2 made sense and Scream 6 did not. Let me tell you, Scream 2, the opening scene, they went to the movies. Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett, they go out to the movies. Omar Epps decides to go to the bathroom. While he's using the bathroom, he hears, the whole whatever's going on in the other stall. He decides to go ahead and put his ear up to it and take a little listen or whatnot. And when he take that little listen, just randomly out of the blue, stab, Ghostface right through the barrier or whatever. Now, that was an element of surprise. That was an element of WTF. It was an element of shock. It was an element of surprise. Then Ghostface goes ahead and puts on the jacket of Omar Epps, and he must have been watching. And goes and sit back beside Jada Pinkett in the movie theater. And that's when Jada Pinkett realized the blood or whatever, and then stabs her. Now, with all this going, it's a movies. It's a stab movie. People going crazy. It's all this commotion going on, right? Y'all all remember this. I'm just rephrasing this to make a point. But all this commotion and everything going on, and then she gets up. Nobody still notices that she's really screaming for help because everybody else is screaming. She makes her way over to the big screen, and that's when everybody starts to see something fishy, like, hold up, what's going on? And then she dies right there, and you get your boom, Scream 2. That was original. Now, I'm going to just take the first part of the opening scene first. Now, opening up in a restaurant or whatever, I was expecting something epic, something exciting. But Scream 6 just really wasn't realistic at all. And I understand it's a movie. I understand they can kind of go whatever direction. But even when it comes to slasher movies, this just wasn't realistic at all. So, what's her name? Samara Weaving leaves the restaurant, which is normal. Like, okay, my date can't find. Let me step outside and see if I can help you. Yep, the building is red, blah, blah, blah. Totally normal. The part where it just got so unrealistic is when she went to the alley and he on the phone like, yo, I'm at the other end waving. Do you see me? They show a clear shot. Like, they show a whole clear shot of the other end of that alley. You don't see a man waving and she decides, or she says, let me walk to the middle of the alley to see if I can see you. Like, you can see the end of it. There's nobody waving right there. So just in all the writing, all the time they had to do this, all the rewrites or whatever, like, they couldn't come up with a more creative way to get her in that alley. Like, they had people, okay, and then you got to the part where, you know, the people in the Halloween costumes, they made some noise, a commotion or whatever. You know, they could have used those people to, like, start some type of commotion to push her into the alley. You know, it's some type of way to get in the middle, other than just walking to the middle of an alley to somebody that says they're waving at the other end, can you see me? And you're not saying you're going to walk through the other end of the alley to go see if he's down there. You're just trying to get a better look at the end of the alley that's directly in front of you. That's not creative. That was frustrating. The first 5 minutes of the movie were so frustrating because of that. Then Ghostface even goes to point out, oh, you really just walked down to the middle of the alley. That made it even more corny, because I was already frustrated in my head, very frustrated in my head. And for him to say that out loud to her, like, duh. Like, just duh. Like, I'm from a place where there are alleys, and I wouldn't walk down them jumps without somebody walking with me in them hours of the night like that, period. I'm like, come on, like, come on. That was just, like, so unrealistic. And then we got to the part of the actual murder. The actual murder was only him pinning her up against the wall and stabbing her repeatedly. We go from Casey Becker to Jada and Omar to Cotton Scene to Scream 4 to Jenny Ortega in 5 with that opening scene to just somebody getting pinned up against the wall at the end of the day and being stabbed repeatedly. Now, the reveal with him taking the mask off already in the beginning, yeah, that raised some but it only raised some to me if we was about to see him go through the movie as Ghostface. That would have been amazing to me, because that would have took some creative writing to go into let the viewers already see that he's Ghostface and interacting with the crowd or with the regular cast. And we did see that when they crossed paths, when Tara was going to the party and they crossed paths. Yo, I was ready for Scream 6, yo. I was like, they got me. But then old boy dies in the same way that he killed her. No, the dialogue in the opening scene wasn't good. The dialogue was very bland and very boring. The phone call wasn't mysterious. It was not really giving Scream vibes. Like, take Ghostface out of that scene. Did y'all get Scream vibes? And there is a Scream vibe in opening scenes in Scream movies. So y'all fans, especially y'all diehard fans, don't even do that. But this was not giving Scream 5 vibes at all. It wasn't giving Wish Your Favorite Movie vibes at all. And I understand that the franchise is like, it's trying to nudge on a little bit. But if you're going to still call it Scream, you got to at least stick to the foundations of what makes Scream, and not just using cheesy reenactments of the original by these new characters and think we just supposed to bite it up. Or, you know, like, I'm not biting it up. A lot of y'all are, but I'm not biting it up, and I stand for a different audience. And then you have the other Ghostface who was in the refrigerator chopped up into pieces. Like, you know how long it takes to chop. Do you know how long that takes? So how long was his roommate missing? Where was he chopped up at? Was he at home already when you left to go kill Samara Weaving? because with the dialogue that they had made it didn't seem like he was missing for any amount of time. So like, when did that body chop up occur? When did that occur? Like, so that was just like that whole opening scene. They tried really hard. They tried it, but for me, that didn't work. That was corny. That was cheesy. And from the very beginning, I knew that the ride that we were about to be in for Scream 6 wasn't about to be in my best taste. And that's all I'm gonna do for this video when it comes to the opening scene. I don't think I really left anything out, but this is a series that's coming. The next video I do is going to be a ranking video of all the opening scenes, and I'm going to go into a little bit more detail comparing all of these scenes and why Scream 6's scene was the worst opening scene in the franchise, in my opinion. So look out for that one if you into a difference of opinion. But I'm gonna try to get into as many details as I can. I'm going over all of the Scream opening scenes. Of course, Casey Becker is 1, Tara and 5 is number 2, and we're gonna go from there. But please like the video, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see y'all in the next one. Thank y'all, over and out.